pilots coming in at 8-6. Their last victory against Portland State, that was December 20th. 18th ranked Gonzaga at 13-2 beat New Mexico last time out, and we are underway. Pilots in their home whites controlling the tip.
Well, right out of the gate, Gonzaga in man-to-man, and you're going to look. They're very solid inside defensively. Look for mismatches and look for some of the guard post up on the Portland side because they do have an ability to really post up down low.
I like the fact that Dickey was trying to get that inside position on Ejim. Ball batted away. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Inbound play. Wild shot. Shearer should have had that one, and we're going to go the other way.
Yeah, great execution. Just way too hard off the glass here. But you talk about Dickey. She had a game career high against Portland State. Her last time out, 29 points. She's got to be a factor.
Battle for the rebound. Ejim not there on the offensive putback. Coming up with it, Dickey, and here comes Meek.
Well, the rebound category is going to be huge.
Inside look, Cochran, and she scores.
Well, if you're the Pilots, that's really good to see right out of the bat. Cochran being aggressive down low. She can go both ways, left or right. Love to see her get going early in the game.
The Pilots need a lot of offense from her. Down low, easy pickings, no problem for Hollingsworth.
Well, great high-low option in that middle of that zone is going to be a key factor. I mean, that's just too easy for Ejim to either get a shot right there or find her partner down low.
Back to Lucy, averaging 9 points a game. That's well above what she scored last year. She's just more productive on the offensive end. Meek three ball. Ejim skies. Looking for help in Kaylee Trong.
Well, she's more productive offensively. You know, you have Alex Fowler who graduates. Some of that responsibility becomes a lot different. And there's that little free throw line jumper.
And there wasn't a defender in sight as Ejim found the seam and scores. Ejim just such an impressive start to this season.
And she's shooting 66% from the field and rebounding like crazy, athletic. She's increased her range, like I said in the open, and just playing at a really high level.
Dickey spinning, blocked by Ejim inside. Good defense by Ejim, and here comes Strong.
Great offensive move at the other end, but an even better defensive block by Ejim.
Long ball. Oh, baby. And if Maxwell gets going, because she can hit logo threes, look out.
Logo threes, and she has such a high, quick release. If you do not have a hand and you are late on a closeout, it is going to go down.
The transfer from Utah just butters the bread with the three-point shot. Dickey swings it. Again, going man-to-man against Ejim. The ball knocked free, nothing called.
Well, Gonzaga on a 7-0 run here, and that's a tough matchup. Dickey going against Ejim right there. Ejim just, held her ground and just kind of tripped over her feet. I thought that was a pretty good call. No call, really.
I do too. Just unlucky for Dickey, who continues to say, Ejim, I'm coming at you. And so far, Yvonne has had the better of it. Good board by Cochran, leaves it for Shearer. Burnham definitely going to the line as she initiates the contact. Nicely played.
Well, we talked to Coach Meek earlier in the week, and that's one of the areas that has to get better is Burnham getting to the line, getting to the rim, and that's something that she's done a great job in the past. Has struggled, I would say, the last month, but that's a great take.
Kaylin Trong with her first foul, team's first. The drought for the Pilots in terms of made baskets has hurt the cause, and Burnham rims off her first toss. 74% free throw shooter is Maisie, the junior out of Spangle, Washington. Preseason All-WCC, misses them both.
Well, when you're playing a top 20 team, you cannot go minutes in the game without scoring. You've got to get good looks offensively. Here's a chance in transition.
Cochran just would not let Ejim get a clean look, and we're going the other way. Stepping through, there's a block on the other end. Hollingsworth
using her length.
Trong wants the baseline. That's Kaylin. Leaves it for Ejim, and she'll go to the line.
Well, a great little tee-up pass there by Trong. And Ejim, again, such a threat. They close out a little bit late. She gets to the rim and got herself to the free throw line.
Dickey picks it up, that foul, reaching in. Her first, team's first. Callie Stokes checking in for Gonzaga.
Well, talking to Coach Fortier, I mean, she loves what Stokes is bringing defensively to this group. I mean, they are so deep offensively. They've got to have both sides of the ball, and that's something that they've worked on, and she's been a huge factor for them.
Kiana Hamilton checking in for the Pilots as Ejim gets the first one down. 86% free throw shooter. Nobody has more takes or makes on this club than Ejim, and she makes them both.
Well, you love it when your post player, number one, shoots 66% from the field, but to have that high percentage from the free throw line is huge. You don't often see that.
Maud Hybens checking in for Gonzaga. 3-minute basket drought for the Pilots, and it's 9-2 Gonzaga. 9-0 run for the Zags, this deep veteran club. So many weapons, returning darn near everybody. All these 1,000-point scores. And the call, we'll see if it was just a turnover. Okay, 3 seconds.
Yeah, I think it's 3 seconds in the key. You know, Shear was really trying to post up. Thought she had an advantage inside to dismiss her. She just got to get herself out of the key if she doesn't get it.
The Zags anticipated some heat from Portland. And they got a little token pressure there, but no problem. Hybens thought she'd just square up and shoot. Instead, leaves it for Hollingsworth. Back rim and off. Burnham gets hammered. Looks like Hybens got her.
Well, great defensive rebound by Burnham. Held her ground. Gonzaga did a great job of moving the ball. Got a good look from the three-point line. But Burnham coming in real strong. Got to have the boards, especially on the defensive end. One-and-done opportunities for the Zags.
Yep, on Hybens. Her first, team's second. Still 9-2. Slow start for the Pilots. Who can get going for Portland?
Well, I think Shear right now has got to get touches. Her and Burnham really haven't had a lot of looks.
Ooh. Gonzaga wanted to travel. They're going to get this time. Turnover.
That's a third turnover for the Pilots in the game so far. You know, when you haven't scored, you try to press a little bit, try to go too fast.
It's not like the Zags are burning it up field goal percentage-wise at 38%, but Portland's at 20%.
Yeah, just not getting quality looks, and then when you turn the basketball over, you limit your opportunities.
Affecting that shot, Lucy. Ball up for grabs, offensive rebound, and there's the putback by Maxwell. 5 points now for the transfer out of Utah. One of the many who decided to come back for that extra grad year, and an absolute huge decision in favor of Lisa Fortier and Gonzaga. So 11-0 Gonzaga run. We're at 11-2 here at the Chiles Center. Time for Mike Meek and Portland to get their act together. Brenna, thank you, and resplendent in that pink outfit. Resplendent. Beautiful. All right, 11-2 Gonzaga. With the early lead, J-Mo, Portland hasn't scored since that opening bucket. What do the Pilots got to do?
Well, they got to get the ball into hands that want to go to the rim and score. I think Maisie Burnham's got to be effective from the line and look to score. I think Emmy Shear's got to get herself involved. And, of course, Lucy's got to be touches inside. I mean, right now, take care in the basketball. They've got to do a better job on the boards. Gonzaga in a 2-2-1 three-quarter court.
Ananiev on the floor for the Pilots. How great has she been? Just the freshman, 4 straight Freshman of the Week awards, and she's a jump starter off the bench.
She is. I mean, she can score from the three-point line. She can put it on the deck. Very athletic.
Shear, 4 on the shot clock. She's got to put it up. Banks it in. That ends the drought.
Well, and that's smart. I mean, you got to get her the basketball, let her go to work. One of your top players. Leader on the team.
Portland's first bucket in a long time. So 5 minutes between the opening bucket and the one they just scored. Yikes.
Well, and the good news is you're only down 7. I mean, there's 4 minutes to go in the quarter. Close this gap a little bit by defending. and getting quality looks. You got to limit offensive boards. Gonzaga's got 4 offensive boards in this first quarter.
So Hybens gets it right back, 13-4. Gonzaga with all those starters back. And then a deep bench, and they're healthy. Yikes. Like the drive and kick. Sheer airballs that 3.
Well, that's where you want to have a quality pass. I mean, you get your hands ready in the pocket. Oh, and I think they're going to call Gonzaga ball here. I thought that went off the Zags.
I did too. So let's see if Gonzaga can take advantage. Up 13-4, 3:40 left to go in the first quarter. Kaylin Trong picks up the dribble. She'll get it right back. Good look. Ball movement right there. Hesitation. Trong thought she'd put it up. Instead, high percentage for Ejim.
Well, a great little wraparound pass by Trong. And, I mean, you got the 2 Trong sisters that can find you inside anytime and just have great court vision.
And let's remind you, Ejim, 65% shooter from the floor. Get her the ball early and often.
Well, and from all over. It's not just, in the paint. It's free throw line. She's got extended range. She's worked on her game. And like I said, she's really elevated her play.
So the run continues for Gonzaga. Trong picks up her dribble, and now Ejim. Jab step, tries to free herself. Back rimming off. Hybens gets the ball knocked free. Unlucky there. Good hustle play by Burnham, but just couldn't corral it as Dickey checks back in for the Pilots. Kaylee Trong onto the floor again for Gonzaga.
Well, good hustle by Burnham coming in from that weak side on the board. Unlucky not getting her hands on that completely. But again, the rebound category, it's 12-3. They've got to do a better job and not give up second opportunities.
Hollingsworth back in Gonzaga. Meek on the floor for the Pilots. .230 left to go in this first quarter. It's been all Gonzaga. 10 on the shot clock. There's the hesitation. It's a patient set, but the Zags got to get something going. Long ball, Trong, not there. Dickey yanks down the board. She'll find Meek, and here comes Portland.
Well, good job of defending that on-ball screen. Had to shoot it real deep with the clock winding down, and again, getting that defensive board is huge. They can go and transition the other way.
Hamilton off the pick, can't get it home. Easy step-in rebound for Hollingsworth. Kaylin Trong wants to get it back and does.
Well, just great ball movement.
Again, from the same spot, over and over, Ejim with the 5-footer.
Well, I mean, they're patient. You can see they zip the ball back and forth. The defense is shifting, and, the middle of that zone has been a huge key for them so far. 17-4 in this first quarter.
1 for their last 7 are the Pilots, and the drought will continue as Kaylee Trong gets the weak side rebound. Oh, unlucky there. It looked like Meek was going to pick the pocket. Instead, she picks up that foul, her first, team's third.
Yeah, I mean, just unfortunate. Kind of clipped her with her body, but Trong didn't see her coming from behind.
Right. Kaylee Trong needs 15 points for 1,000. There's already 3 1,000-point scores on the active roster for Gonzaga. She would be the 4th.
I mean, that's pretty impressive when you look at.
My goodness. And speaking of records, Lucy Cochran coming into tonight, needing 5 blocks to tie the UP D1 block record, 6 to become the all-time leader. Ball just up for grabs. Jump ball, possession arrow favoring Gonzaga.
Well, Gonzaga right now pretty much getting any look that they want offensively. Ball movement, they're getting the ball to a lot of different people. They're sharing the basketball, and, talking to Coach Fortier, that's one of the things. There's a quick turnover out of transition. Sheer really good in transition.
Losing the handle, whips it across and off a Pilot, and again, that's the kind of error that obviously the Pilots trailing by a ton just can't make.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought Sheer should have just gone to the rim, draw contact, kind of lost the handle of it. Even on the second catch, going back up with it would have been huge.
All right, the call reversed. They're going to give it to the Pilots. Under a minute to go. That's a break for Portland. Ooh. Shear. Nice hesitation and scores.
Good job of penetrating to the paint. Got her defender up. You know, you love that little 6-foot jumper. That's one she's going to knock down most nights.
Pilots need a defensive stance right here and then get something going to end the quarter. 17-6 Zags. Good crowd on hand at the Child Center. Ejim, so strong, draws the foul from Shear. She'll go to the line.
Well, so strong, has an explosive step. You got to respect it. I mean, she's already hit 3 on them. Got to, close out with a high hand, but she just goes right by Shear and draws the contact.
So Little onto the court for Gonzaga. Ejim last year, all WCC, led Gonzaga in darn near every category. 1 30-point game, 11 20-point games. My goodness, she's already got 9 20-point games this season already, Ejim. She's just a beast.
Well, talking with all the coaching staff, her level of play is just expanded, playing with a lot of confidence.
Shot clock off, game clock at 10 right here. Ejim, so strong, and 1. Dickey picks up that foul, her second.
Well, the thing about it is, you watch the ball movement, and the guards are putting her in a position where it's catch and score, go to the rim, draw the contact. She's not having to make a lot of moves or hitting her in the high post. The defense isn't there. She's getting good looks. You're going to shoot a high percentage if you get quality looks.
Last year, Ejim starts for the first time and flourished as a starter. It's a no-brainer as she hits the ground running as a starter.
Well, her sophomore year, she was a 6th Woman of the Year in the conference, and you can just see her growth as time has gone by.
Double figures already for Ejim at 11. You got to put it up if you're Burnham. Nothing doing. What an impressive first quarter for 18th ranked Gonzaga, coming into the Child Center, going behind 2-0 early, and then just taking off. It's 20-6 as we head into the second quarter. Performance by Gonzaga at this point. We'll be back for second quarter action in just a moment. J-Mo, last year, Gonzaga absolutely mopped up with conference awards. 48 Coach of the Year, Kaylin Trong Player of the Year, Trong, Maxwell, Ejim, first team all WCC, Stokes all freshmen, they're all back.
Yeah, if you're Coach 48, when you found out that they were all coming back, your world just changes. Especially in the way, the college game is going right now with the transfer portal and this and that. With the COVID year, it's just been completely different. And to get that group, that veteran club with the abilities that they have was huge. And that is huge right there for the Pilots. They needed to get going from the perimeter, and Shear delivers.
First triple of the game for the Pilots. They're one of the better shooting teams from beyond the arc in conference play. And that's the first time the Pilots have scored outside of the paint. That's got to loosen the defense up.
You're absolutely right. And that's a huge factor. If they take away everything from the perimeter and they don't score, it becomes way different for a Lucy Cochran or somebody down low. And that's got to be something moving forward we'll look at.
Pilots with the steal. They lead the conference in that department. Back-to-back buckets, 5 straight points for the Pilots. Look out.
Well, you can see the veterans for the Pilots. They've been in this position before against Gonzaga. They've had experience. They've beat them in the conference tournament. Nice job out of that timeout.
Ejim will kick it to the corner. Hollingsworth rims it out. And there's the foul as Shear is impeded. Give the foul to Ejim, her first, team's first.
Well, you see Maisie Burnham gets her hands on that. Great job putting pressure on Ejim, and then off they go to the races. And Burnham finishes with a nice little baseline jumper.
Kaylin Trong back on the floor. Last year, Gonzaga winning both close games in the regular season, and then, as Jennifer mentioned, in the WCC title game in Vegas, the Pilots stole one in a big, dramatic way, capping off one of the best seasons they've had in decades. Look at that. Hamilton's got to finish, and she gets fouled. So Ejim picks up that foul. That's her second.
Yeah, great baseline cut from the weak side. Ejim just a little bit late on that. Gets herself out of position and up in the air, and then that's a big foul right there. Second foul with 8.5 to go in the second quarter. She's going to have to sit.
Just a great look from Meek and Ejim. I'd rather have Ejim pick up the second foul than Hamilton have made an unimpeded basket.
Oh, absolutely. This changes the game right now. She's got 11 of their 20 points so far. You know, not that the Gonzaga doesn't have other weapons, but it changes the inside game big time.
Hamilton, the transfer out of Long Beach State, coming off that career year in the Big West, gets the tosses 20-13.
They have more points in this first minute and a half than they did in the whole first quarter. You can see the intensity level has picked up for the Pilots and coming out with some confidence.
Hybens almost walked. Instead, long ball, back rim and off from Kaylin Trong. Looked like she was going to tag another one. Instead, it's ball movement for Gonzaga. Inside Hobbins. Well, let's see if Hamilton is going to get nicked for that. Yes, she is. That's her first, team's first.
Got a little too aggressive on that weak side in the back. But again, good defensive pressure by the Pilots. Almost a steal right there by Burnham coming over from the weak side.
Defensively, this looks more like the Pilots, J-Mo. They're just flying around and more active and disruptive.
They're, in the first couple minutes here, a completely different, energized team.
Runner, ball batted around. And another offensive opportunity for Gonzaga. That's got to change for the Pilots.
Well, the rebounding category in huge favor of Gonzaga, 19-5.
There's Cochran stepping through and scoring.
And a great move going across the key, and it is a 5-point game with 7.5 to go in the second quarter. A terrific response by this young Portland squad.
It's the closest the Pilots have been in a long time. And right away, the second quarter has been just completely different than the first frame. Cold shooting by Gonzaga. Cochran with the rebound. Up ahead, Hamilton. Didn't want it. Stepping into the three. You bet. Maisie Burnham, and now is Gonzaga calling the timeout.
Well, a great decision in transition. They had an opportunity. Shear was actually open here on the opposite side of the three-point line, but Burnham in the trail spot on a 12-0 run in this second quarter, and it's a 2-point basketball game.
Man, it looked like Gonzaga was going to run away with this thing. What Meek told his kids in between quarters, I want that up on my wall. Inspirational stuff. 2018, we've got ourselves a ball game here in the Rose City.
But a big 12-0 start in this second quarter.
And here comes some heat from the Pilots. Salenbine checking in for Gonzaga. Maxwell back on the floor for the Zags as well. And just like that, Maxwell makes her presence felt. Let me tell you something. In her career for the Utes and Gonzaga, in 133 games, she's hit at least 1 3 in 122 of them. That's nuts.
It is nuts, and I'll tell you, she's got such a quick release. You know, right now, if you are the Pilots, you have got to find her no matter where she is on the floor and make her put it on the ground. Good idea going into Cochran right there. Got bodied up. It's going to stay with the Pilots.
All right, 23-18. Brenna Green, you had a chance to listen in on the Pilot Huddle. What do you got?
Mike Meek went into that huddle, looked at his team, talking about that first quarter and yelled, "We are not that, we are not that." He wants to make sure that everybody knows that they can withstand these runs. They just have to work harder than this Gonzaga team. Another thing he talked about, you guys referenced on this broadcast, he says, think about how many rebounds you guys have right now. If it's not 2 or 3, you are not doing your job. Back to you guys.
That's awesome stuff. Brenna, listen, you got to just keep on sneaking over there and getting that good stuff. That's great. Appreciate that. Kind of a busted play. Nothing there. Cochran might have gotten away with over the back. Good in positioning by Hollingsworth.
Well, Burnham got a little bit deep, lost the handle on that penetration. Nice look right there.
Look at that. I mean, you've just got unselfish play.
That's the one thing. They share the basketball so well, and they have so many weapons. It's so hard to defend a team that doesn't have a weakness. They can score in any area.
10 made buckets for Gonzaga on 8 assists. They lead this conference in so many different categories, including helpers.
Great hesitation.
Mout blocked. Cochran. Gonzaga sticks with it. And Mikkel Meek does a great job with her positioning.
Well, Mout turned around and had her right at her chest, but a good job of anticipating that by Meek from the weak side. Picks up the offensive foul, and we go the other way. And
yep. So Hybens picks up her second, team's third. Destiny Burton checking in for the first time. She made her season debut against the Lobos. She's been out with injuries. Hamilton, looks like Maxwell got her. Yep. Her first, team's fourth.
Maxwell kind of trailing that play, got a little bit too much body contact.
Lainey Spear checking in for Portland. Cochran will take a seat. Ananiev also on to the floor for the Pilots.
That was kind of a weird broken up play. I mean, it was almost like a rugby scrum in the key area right there, trying to execute offensively out of bounds.
So Salenbine, that play whistle dead away from the ball. She picks up her first, team's fifth. And everybody's just kind of wandering around right now.
I think they're going to take a quick review at this to see who's shooting the free throw.
As Ryan Mogul heads over to the scores table, she'll hope to check in when they get this figured out. 25-18. The Pilots closed at 20-18, and Gonzaga making a little bit of a push to feel a little better about things.
Well, I mean, we talk about droughts. Now they're in a little bit over 2 minutes where they haven't scored. They come out firing, and they put themselves in a great position and then struggle to score the basketball. And when you're playing against a quality opponent like Gonzaga, you cannot afford to have empty possessions.
Ananiev, the freshman out of Australia, doesn't go to the line very often. 3 for 4 from the charity stripe, heading into that perfect toss. Gives you 9 points off the bench, leads this club in triples made and taken, shooting 46% from beyond the arc. And we mentioned 4 straight WCC Freshman of the Week awards for this kid.
I'm really impressed with her game, and she's just going to get better. She's long. She put on some more muscle in the next couple years, and just, gosh, her game's just going to expand.
Maxwell hesitates. Good feed inside. Good block. Oh, no, sir. That's Fraley picking up the foul. Thought she had all ball, but that's her first. Team second.
That was close, and a great penetration by Maxwell. They have done a better job of closing out, not allowing that three-point shot. Now she's making them pay by putting it on the deck and finds her teammate.
Has a good call, Fraley. The sophomore out of Kelso. Got a ton of friends and family and middle school pals from her old haunts. Love it. Good crowd tonight, J-Mo.
Really good crowd.
It's going to be really critical for this Pilot bunch to stay within 10 going into halftime. They've shown the capacity to come back. Let's see if that's got some staying power. Down 7.
I think that first 3 minutes was huge. I mean, now you play with some confidence. You're back in the ball game. Changes. Spear on the take right there, a little bit short.
Stokes is looking for Kaylin and finds her. She'll get it right back. Stokes. Little two-man game here. Mid-range J, not there. Wow. Burton battles for that, knocks it off a Pilot, and again, the offensive rebounding by Gonzaga, pretty impressive.
Yeah, they have 13 offensive boards in this first half.
They average 12 offensive rebounds a game, and they already have 13, and Stokes makes the Pilots pay.
I mean, there's Gonzaga responding right there. We look at the depth of this squad. You know, Ejim on the bench, they've responded up 10 now with 3.5 to go.
Step through, not there. And battling back nicely is Fraley on the busted play.
Well, good job of just being heads up and finding that ball. A little bit short on the shot and go straight back up. She's given them some good minutes this season, and it's just going to continue to get better. And there's a turnover by the Zags.
Cochran, Shear, Burnham back onto the floor for the hometown Pilots.
And that's Gonzaga's 5th turnover. Let's see if Portland can capitalize. So far, they have 8 points off their turnovers.
Remember, Ejim sitting, the superstar for Gonzaga, with the 2 fouls. That really helped fuel the Pilot rally. They've got to take advantage of her sitting, J-Mo.
Oh, you're 100% right, Ian. And for the most part, have done a decent job. Last 4 times down have been short on their shots. Oh, just a great pass.
Cochran just really adjusts and does a great job, and they're on the leak out. And again, it's Fraley running the floor, but that all happens with Cochran doing a great job affecting the shot.
Well, she affects the shot, gets the board, puts it on the deck. She's 6'6", in transition, finds her teammate, and a good look.
Portland within 6, 2:17 left to go in the half. What a great job by Kaylee Trong. She just kind of looks around and says, somebody's going to follow me. I'm going up with it.
So crafty. I mean, got Lucy up in the air, kind of went behind her, gets herself an easy look, and gets herself to the free throw line.
Fraley with her second, team's 3rd. Kaylee Trong missed so many games last year with the injury. She was injured in November last year and didn't come back until postseason play. And she's healthy now. What a difference.
Well, to have both the Trong sisters on the floor and healthy is huge. I mean, they're so smart. They can score, shoot the 3, they distribute, that pace, they control the tempo of the game.
Kaylee Trong giving you 13 points a pop. Her sister giving you 11 points a pop. That shot very short.
Well, a really smart play by Shear to tap that out. She could see that both the Trongs were coming in as she was posting up down low, and Burnham again just short on the shot. Good look.
32-24, under 2 to go. 8 on the shot clock. Great cut, Meek, extra pass. Got to score at the rim there. Missing was Fraley. You got to score those baskets.
Yeah, great extra pass, great execution, especially late in the shot clock. You got to make that.
That hurts. Maxwell, and wide open, and Hollingsworth, no guard was on her at all.
Well, just great ball movement, and that's one thing when you're playing against the zone. If you can get it to the short corner, defense has to collapse, and then they find them in the middle.
Lead back to 10 for Gonzaga. Very cold Portland shooting, 2 for their last 10. And the deficit is double figures. Cochran, extra pass. Taking contact, Burnham scoring, she'll go to the line.
Well, a great pass by Lucy Cochran, and that's one thing that people don't talk about. Cochran can pass the basketball, has great vision, great hands, and a nice cut from the weak side. You'll see it here, gets the double team. Burnham cuts from the baseline, and she has a chance for the old-fashioned and one.
Hollingsworth picks up her first, team's 6th. What a great pass, to your point, by Cochran, who averages over 2 assists per game. Every year, she just gets better and better in that respect as well.
Well, having the best season that she has had at a Pilot, just looks more comfortable. And just playing really, really at a high level. Burnham with 8 points.
Yes, under a minute to go. Burnham coming alive in the second quarter. Another offensive rebound. Maxwell gets hit and scores. Double figures now for Brenna Maxwell.
And she's grimacing, hit hard on that board. But a great job of attacking that offensive glass once again from the weak side.
Offensive rebounding, killing the Portland Pilots. And again, an inside look. Gonzaga with yet another foul.
Well, Mikkel Meek driving the baseline. Nice little pass over the shoulder. Burnham lucky to get a hand on that and got herself to the free throw line. But very crafty.
Stokes picks up that foul, her first. Burnham unlucky there. Basket didn't want it. She's a 74% free throw shooter. Had the 19 points against Portland State to complement Dickey's 29. 1 of 2. 9 points now for Burnham, just under her seasonal average of 11 a game.
Well, important stop here going into the halftime talk here for the Pilots. Got to keep the ball in front, have to contest and get a rebound.
Shot clock off, game clock at 20. Hamilton playing the good defense. Kaylin Trong with 15 now. Let's see if the Pilots have got a half-court set in them defensively. Maxwell dumps it inside. Stokes squares up. Ananiev, it's too late, it's too late. So that will end the first half, 36-28, Gonzaga with the lead.
Well, a great response in the second quarter by the Pilots. That first 3 minutes brought the energy, changed the momentum of this game, obviously. Now they have a little bit of work to do, but they've gotten themselves back in a position to compete at the end.
We've got ourselves a ball game, 36-28. Gonzaga has basically led from the get-go, but to Jen's point, a great charge to start the second half has given Portland reason to believe. Halftime commencing in just a moment.
But they're at a 35% field goal percentage, which is under their season average.
This is a Gonzaga club that has a lot of confidence, J-Mo, as we open the third quarter. 3-1 against the Pac-12 this year, including that victory against mighty Stanford. They feel like they can beat anybody, the Zags.
Well, they had a great non-conference schedule, putting themselves in a position to, number one, get ready for the conference, but to hopefully put them in a great position come the NCAA tournament.
So third quarter underway, and you tip your cap to the Portland Pilots. You know, they've had a rough go against the Oregon Ducks, it seems like forever. And the game and win they had against the Oregon Ducks, really impressive in non-conference play.
Well, really impressive, and I'll tell you, they shot lights out. And that's one thing that they're going to need this second half is to get going from the three-point line.
Like the take from Burnham. She got close, but wasn't able to finish.
I love the take. It's just she's got to get it higher off the glass and finish.
So the ball belongs to Portland. Third quarter underway, 36-28. Gonzaga with the lead. Conference opener for both of these clubs, picked 1 and 2 in the WCC, with Gonzaga picked to win it all again.
Well, good anticipation by Ejim coming over the top.
So the pick by Ejim, and we'll go the other way. Again, the Trong sisters, double-figure kids, very quiet at this point, but they can go off. Kaylin, short on that shot. Maxwell, so quick, and gets it home.
Well, again, just attacking the glass from the weak side. She sees the shot go up and just anticipates where it's going to come and doing a great job on the boards.
12 now for Maxwell. Gives you 14 a pop. You know what she can do.
4 rebounds to go along with that.
Right into the hands of Ejim, and she is going to just boat race it down the floor and score.
Well, live ball turnover. Those are the ones that kill you. It's almost like a pick six in football. Off to the races and really just no chance of catching that one.
Ejim now with 13 points. You know, she had to sit a lot of that second quarter in foul trouble. Obviously, her impact when she's playing huge.
Well, impact on both ends of the floor. You see her making a defensive steal and going, but an offensive threat every time she touches the basketball.
40-28, come on back. Zags with the lead. The Pilots at this point.
Well, we've talked about the rebounding numbers all night, but the turnovers, 2 turnovers in that first minute and a half out of halftime. You just cannot afford, to turn the basketball over, especially live ball turnovers, giving easy looks in transition.
All the second chance points coming for Gonzaga via those offensive rebounds. Meek picks up her dribble, in some trouble, short on that shot. Ball knocked into the hands of Maxwell, and Trong can't control it, so the Pilots get a break.
Well, big time break, because Mikkel got herself way too deep in the paint. She's either got to go straight up with it or an immediate kick. Can't stop in the paint area. It was among those trees, that's for sure, but they get it back on a quick pass.
So we're early in the third quarter. Gonzaga with the 40-28 lead. 15 on the shot clock. Dickey's been awfully quiet and scores on cue.
Well, a great take at Ejim as well. I mean, she doesn't want to pick up her third, and there's a steal in transition, go right at her again, and she's going to pick up her third foul.
I mean, Dickey right away understands the situation with Ejim, and now that Yvonne has to sit down, this could be another chance for the Pilots to make hay. Oh, okay, they're going to change that foul to Kaylin Trong. That is a break for Gonzaga, but Ejim sits all the same.
I don't know if Lisa knows that's who they called it on, so she's right now asking.
I couldn't agree more. Yeah.
She thought it was on Ejim as well. I thought it was on Ejim. She went right at her.
Everybody did. So Fortier is going to go down and talk with Ejim. In that same breath, nice job by Dickey. Portland going right at Ejim, really wanting to get her to pick up that third foul.
Well, it's smart. I mean, you saw the change in the momentum of the game when she was out in that second quarter. Certainly takes a huge weapon away.
Blocked by Cochran. Now she needs 4 to tie the all-time Portland Pilot D1 block record.
Well, good decision right there. She thought about going inside to Dickey. Trong doing a nice job of battling her inside.
Meek, extra pass. Cochran not there with the 3. They're going to give her that all night long. Burnham looking for the steal. Instead, she will pick up that foul. Her first, team's first.
Well, you like the aggressiveness, trying to make something happen, but just too much contact for Burnham. And Ejim's going to come right back into this game, which I think is a smart move by Fortier.
Me too. With a big swing, the arm swing by Burnham.
Yeah, anytime you're swinging down, that's an easy call for the official.
So Ejim back on the floor. Gonzaga anticipating a lot of heat, a lot of pressure, but not really seeing it at this point. Wide open, Ejim just kind of flat foots the J.
Well, that's exactly where she attacked them, that first part of the game. Portland giving up that shot at the free throw line, taking away the three-point line.
But to a 65% field goal shooter. Ejim now has 15 and another rebound. Whoa, all right. So that is the third foul on Ejim. Well, I can't believe it.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I mean, a lot of contact right here with people swiping at the ball. I mean, that is contact that should be called, but there might have been a few hands in there that they missed.
So we'll see if Ejim comes off. She will. The cat and mouse game continues. Hollingsworth back on to the floor, and Ejim will depart with 15 points, leading everybody in scoring.
Well, it's an 11-point game with 6.5 to go. Let's see how that affects the game.
Shear short on that shot. Good rebound by Maxwell. Kaylin Trong. And it's a half-court set for Gonzaga. A very good front-running club. Wide open. Rimming out is Kaylin Trong. Another offensive board. And into the hands of Dickey.
Well, the Trongs combined just, I think, have 2 points on the night. Portland doing a good job of making them take tough shots, and there's a chance again in transition, turning the basketball or on the lob.
Maxwell, great job on the weak side defense. And finally, the first bucket for the Trong sisters. That's Kaylin.
Well, if you're not shooting it well from the three-point line, up fake because they got to respect it, and then get yourself a nice, easy look at the rim. Smart move.
Offensive efficiency is going to be critical for the Pilots here. 5:20 left to go in the third, and they can't afford the droughts. 2 minutes here, 3 minutes there, 5 minutes at one point in the first quarter.
Yeah, you just...
So Meek airmails it out of bounds as both teams will go deep into their benches.
Yeah, again, an unfortunate, that's an unforced error right there. And those are the kind of things, especially when you haven't scored, 2.5 minutes here, almost 9 minutes combined in this game where they have not scored the basketball. And it's a 13-point game.
Breaking the heat. Not scoring, though, down low is Stokes. Fraley, one of the many off the bench for the Pilots.
Well, she came in and gave him 4 quick points in that first half.
Shear gets deep. Good inside position. Dickey can't get it down, and I believe Dickey's going to commit her third personal foul. Just a frustration foul for the transfer out of USF. Dickey picks up her third, team's second. It's a 13-point lead for Gonzaga. 44-31 with under 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Egypt sitting in foul trouble, but Portland not making Gonzaga pay at this point. Come on back.
Well, again, we talk about the scoring droughts. They haven't scored in almost 3 minutes. But the turnover factor, they've got 4 turnovers in this third quarter, leading to this Gonzaga 6 of 8 points. You eliminate those and you give yourself a chance with some good looks offensively, the game changes.
So Hamilton reaching, picking up her foul, her second, team's third. The turnovers and the rebounding.
Yeah.
Man, Gonzaga has more offensive rebounds than Portland has total rebounds.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the point, even overall rebounds, more rebounds than Portland has points right now.
Good look inside. Hollingsworth, high percentage, can't get it down. Shear wants to push. Inside look, Cochran running the floor and scoring.
Yeah, 3-on-2 situation in transition off the defensive board. You limit their second chance opportunities and off you go. Great job by the Pilots.
Cochran outracing all the bigs down the floor and rewarded with the rebound, or excuse me, the easy bunny inside. Offensive rebound, put back Hybens, and the beat continues.
That's her 7th rebound of the night. Doing a great job on the O glass, and I think that's her 6th offensive board.
So Hybens just crashing the boards as Hybens picks up that foul. Her 7th rebound, that's a career high. She does pick up her 3rd personal there, but doing little things to help the cause. 7 boards now, a career high for Hybens.
Well, it's the little things that make the biggest difference sometimes that don't show up in the stat category, but she's doing a nice job on both ends. Good post up by Shear right here. Stokes leaned a little too much and kind of brought her hands down. I think that's a good call.
So Stokes picks up her 2nd, team's 4th. So Hybens with 3 personal foul, Ejim also with the 3 personals, but Yvonne is back on the floor, and Hybens remains on the floor as well, both playing with 3.
Well, you look at this Gonzaga squad, and there's so much depth on that bench. There's so many weapons right there. You can kind of see it. Put her hand down just last minute. Just stand straight up and make her go over the top.
Missing both is Shear.
Portland 7 of 12 from the free throw line.
(46-33), Ejim. You like the matchup if you're Gonzaga, and you see why.
Well, she can just elevate right over the top. Now, what I do like is they actually matched up and went one-on-one at that position instead of just giving her an open look.
The lead is 15. Tough shot for Shear, fading back. Trong looks to go to Trong. Extra pass, Stokes. Nice play, athletic.
Athletic, and you could see that developing, the Trong to Trong look, and then she just sees her coming on the opposite side, and a great little alley-oop pass.
Another assist for Gonzaga. Cochran gives it up right into the hands of Ejim, got caught in midair, and here comes Stokes. Smart by Hybens. Lots of time left on that shot clock. There's the high pick. We haven't seen any pick and rolls from Gonzaga. And Trong got hammered. She'll go to the line.
Well, Gonzaga on a quick 6-0 run here. Expanding this lead 17, but you'll see her attack the glass, go to the strong hand, and I think Fraley just got a piece of that right there. Piece of her hand, anyway.
So it looks like Trong was kind of favoring that finger. She broke a finger it did not play in the last game for Gonzaga. The left pinky finger?
Pinky finger.
Yeah. And it looks like she kind of was smarting a little bit with that broken finger, good enough to play. You can see it taped.
Yeah, I think really that's all you can do with a broken pinky finger is tape it up and let it heal, but she's a tough kid. I don't think a pinky's going to keep her out too long.
7-0 Gonzaga run. Pilots needed that.
Yeah. Fraley with 6 points on night. She's coming and giving her good offensive flow production.
3 off, tying her career high. Transfer out of Utah State.
Well, you can see every time Ejim, number one, they've matched up in that spot, which I do like that decision, but just a nice job, a nice little ball fake, and just elevates right over the top. Got a piece of her arm, it looked like.
Yep, Burnham picks up her second. As Ejim rims out her first attempt.
And she's 50% from the free throw line, normally a great free throw shooter.
Hits 1 of 2. Under 2 minutes to go in this third quarter.
I mean, she's normally an 87% free throw shooter.
Hamilton. And now Dickey. Dickey rebounding on her keister. Jump ball favoring the Pilots. I mean, that's just like manna from heaven. You're just sitting there on your fanny and the ball comes right down to you.
That's a tough rebound right there.
I don't know, J-Mo. It looked kind of easy to me.
Well,
look at that. I mean, it just came right down to her. All right, a break for the Pilots. Let's see if they can make Gonzaga pay. I thought maybe Fraley would pull the trigger. Nice step.
That's a good move.
Yeah, she draws the foul. So Stokes picks up her third, team's 5th.
Nice job of faking the handoff of Hamilton coming up top and then just turns. And a good one dribble move to the rim. Great take.
Quick first step by Fraley. Hybens back on the floor. Stokes will sit down. She, Hybens, Ejim all with 3 personal fouls apiece. Fraley coming into tonight 5 for 6 from the charity stripe. Gets 1 of 2.
He's got 7 points. Again, have come in, and there's great job by Shear getting a hand on that entry pass.
Finally, some of that pressure catching up with Gonzaga.
Nice
Inside
pass.
look. Hamilton, 3 ball. Knocked into the hands of Salenbein.
Hamilton, almost got a steal right there. That's a good look for her at the offensive end. Just kind of hesitated on the shot. She's just got to catch and go. Good anticipation. Almost got her hand on it. Or got her hand on it, but almost got that steal.
So they're going to make sure that the shot clock is where it needs to be. The officiating crew all over it. Shot clock didn't seem to stop. Now they've got it reset to 23. $1:05 left to go in the quarter. Wide open, Ejim. Good defense by Dickey. Ejim's going to reload. 10 on the shot clock, mid-range. Good defensive set for the Pilots.
Yeah, much better job making her take a contested jumper.
Dickey will square up. Hamilton gets it home.
Good execution by the Pilots right there, and a good look for Hamilton. Maybe she can get herself going. She's got 4 points on the night.
Ananiev picking up that foul, her second. Team's sixth.
You like the pressure right there, just you don't want to pick up a silly foul that far away from the rim.
Esther Little coming in, Salenbein. Just nice to see Salenbein with all those knee issues back on the court for Gonzaga. She'll take a seat. Here's Kaylee Trong. She has been quiet tonight. Four points and counting for Kaylee Trong. Usually gives you 13 a night. Doing the damage from the free throw line.
I feel Portland's done a nice job of taking away the three-point line, especially with the Trong sisters. Maxwell's gotten going, but has been a little bit quiet as of late, at least from the three-point line. But Gonzaga making them pay from in the paint and on the boards.
Shot clock off, game clock at 8. Hamilton looking for some help. Oh, inside. Burnham, I thought, was going to be able to get something home to beat the buzzer. Instead, it's frustration time for Maisie and the Pilots, and a 54-38 lead for Gonzaga after 3.
Well, a great anticipation on that shot, just too deep down low, but Burnham's got to get herself going in this fourth quarter.
So a drought for Gonzaga to end the third, and yet they lead at 54-38 after 3. Still feeling the holiday cheer on the campus of the University of Portland. 18th ranked Gonzaga leading the Pilots 54-38. Brenna Green, they call it the Trong effect. What are they talking about?
The Trong twins may not be a household name in the States, but in Vietnam, they are massive. The duo grew up in Houston, but the last 2 summers have played for Vietnam's 3-on-3 team, and their star has exploded over there. Between the two of them on Instagram, they have over 150,000 followers. Then you go on TikTok, you can find multiple fan accounts dedicated to them. They even had people from Vietnam travel to watch them in Gonzaga's foreign tour in Europe this summer at Stanford last year. Fans stopped Gonzaga's bus to get their autographs. You would have zero idea either, because both of them are just so low-key and down to earth. Lisa Fortier saying if there were 2 people to be fans of, it would be them, because if there's anyone you want your kids to be like, it's those 2. Back to you guys.
Love it, Brenna. I mean, the Trong sisters rivaling Jennifer Mountain for Instagram followers and TikTok, this and that, but that's a great story. Thank you.
You know it, Ann. You know it.
Yeah, TikTok, uh-huh.
I don't even know what TikTok is.
Yeah, boy. Don't be modest with me, J-Mo. Meek tees up the 3, nothing there. Fourth quarter underway.
Well, Portland's really got to get themselves going offensively. They shot just under 27% in that third quarter, and Sheeran and Burnham just not a factor. Didn't score in that third quarter. They have got to get some looks at the rim or get themselves going, get something going offensively.
So Hybens picks up her 4th as the fourth quarter is underway. Team's first. Portland has come back from massive deficits in WCC title game. Well, the title game last year, semifinal game in 2020 against Gonzaga. This has a bit of a different feel. No Alex Fowler or Haley Andrews.
No, and right now, nobody really that just offensively can get into a flow. There's a good look for Burnham from the three-point line, just short.
So Burnham and Shear, who were dynamic in the second quarter, scoreless between the two of them in the third quarter. Burnham will go to the line, but that's got to change here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, if Portland wants to have a chance, those two have got to score. Nice job of Shear attacking the offensive glass with Burnham's miss from the three-point line. That's a good look for Burnham. She's got to hit one of those shots to get herself going.
So Hybens with her fourth personal foul. And that one rattles around and finally drops for Burnham. First point of the second half for Maisie. 11 points for Burnham, right at her seasonal average. She leads this club with 11 points a pop. Well, what she does, the ball leaves Maxwell's hand, and most of the time you're saying, yeah, that's in.
Well, just a big-time shooter. You watch her footwork. Her feet are in the air when the ball is in the air, and it is touch and go. It is so quick.
15, 7, and 4 for Maxwell. What a game for the transfer out of Utah.
Good job being aggressive by Cochran on the offensive glass right now. That's another person that they really have gone away from offensively, just has not had opportunities.
Cochran with the 6 points and 4 rebounds does have a block, so that's 28 games and counting in terms of blocks in consecutive games for Cochran.
Number 22, Brenda
Maxwell, her second. Team's third foul. Fouls mounting quickly for Gonzaga in this fourth quarter, but they do lead at 57-40. Gonzaga's biggest lead, 18. They have a chance to nudge over that on this possession. Maxwell catch, shoot, back rim and off. And Little hits the offensive boards hard. She gets fouled.
Well, Portland just 2 of 16 from the three-point line right now and have had some decent looks, just not falling for the Pilots.
Burnham picks up her third foul, team's first. Mogul into the lineup for Meek. The body language of the Pilots doesn't look like they have much fight in them at the moment.
Yeah, the air is certainly out of the sails, but this is a team that has some fight. Like Coach Meek mentioned at halftime, they're competitive. Got a different lineup in here. Maybe try to find something decent to go offensively in this last quarter. Get some rhythm.
So 14 fouls now on Gonzaga, which means the Pilots could get well at the free throw line. All right, so Ejim picks up her fourth, and that's the club's fifth team foul, and we've got 7:51 left to go in this game.
Well, if you can be aggressive on the offensive end, if you're Portland, get yourself to the free throw line because it's being called very tight tonight.
Yep.
Which I think is smart. And then you've got to get defensive stops, put pressure on, get the tempo going, but you've got to have stops and boards. And when you are at the free throw line, you got to capitalize.
Hamilton, again, the transfer out of Long Beach State. Last year enjoying a career year with Long Beach State. Misses both free throws. We're going to whistle that dead.
Well, they're going to get Burnham for a push in the back here.
Yeah, her fourth foul, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, second team foul, and that's unlucky for the Pilots. And, the free throw shooting is just another kind of notch in the not going so well department for the Pilots.
They're shooting 10 of 18 from the free throw line, and like I said, if you're going to get there and you give yourself a chance by getting there, you've got to capitalize.
Game slowing down with all the fouls being called. A comfortable lead for Gonzaga, but still a ton of time left if the Pilots can catch fire like they did in the second quarter. Yeah, more fouls called.
Well, Portland just struggling on both ends to rebound the basketball. That's a contested three right there. A chance to go the other way, and they just can't get their hands on it.
Hamilton with her third foul. Wow, Maxwell cans the long ball, gets fouled. She'll go to the line. you're looking at one of the country's best three-point shooters.
Yeah, I think they're going to give her a long 2 on that one, but great execution out of bounds, baseline out of bounds play. But again, her footwork before she catches the basketball is just phenomenal.
So Mogul gets her, long 2, thanks J-Mo. 3-point play for Maxwell. She's got the 18 points. Her career high is 34. Seasonal high is 27, but she's having herself a heck of a game.
Well, she scored from the 3-point line, got Gonzaga going quick in that first quarter, and then really got to the offensive glass, got some mid-range game. There's a good take by Mogul. Again, just cannot get it to go. Zeg's on a 6-0 run.
And biggest lead of the game, if I'm not mistaken, for Gonzaga. Ball knocked away from Maxwell. Mogul wants to push. Maxwell does a good job getting back. Hamilton. And how about the mop-up from Burnham? 13 points now for Macy. 60-42, 6:36 left to go in the fourth quarter.
Well, the one thing about this Gonzaga team is they're going to use clock every single time down and get a quality look. They're not going to go fast.
Trong can't get it down. Jump ball possession arrow favoring the Pilots as Burton checks back in for Gonzaga along with Fraley and Ananiev for the Pilots.
Well, Kaylin's going out of the game. She kind of got hit in that half-court set last time down and just kind of wincing. I don't know if she got hit in the knee or in the thigh. Hope she's okay.
Kaylin Trong, one of the more savvy, experienced players. Well, they've got so many of them, does Gonzaga. A quiet night for her, and yet the Zags lead by a bunch. Mogul with the mid-range. The Trong sisters combining for 7 points tonight. Usually they'll give you about 22, 23 points between them. It's been quiet. Ejim and company, Maxwell, etc. Nicely played. Ananiev with the pick and the bucket. 4 points now.
Yeah, I mean, credit Portland's defense, just taking them out. They're 1 of 13 from the field. But, man, I'll tell you, they distribute the ball, they run the pace, control the tempo, and have put their teammates in positions to score.
Portland's lineup right now, a lot of new faces, all new faces on the lineup or on the floor right now for the Pilots.
Yep.
Hollingsworth with the classic set shot. Barely even leaves her feet, and yet this woman can shoot.
I mean, just scoring in a variety of different ways, 18 points. You know, Ejim was red hot to start the game, has kind of quieted down, but again, it's because she's been in and out with foul trouble, but a lot of people contributing in different areas.
Moments ago, Ananiev, the super frosh for the Portland Pilots, helped off the floor and then into the locker room, looking like she had some kind of a leg injury sustained during live play. We'll see if we can get an update, but we're really hoping that that's not too serious, as we will whistle the play dead. And it looks like Ejim has fouled out. Yes, she has. She'll leave the game with 18 points, 5 boards.
Well, Spear with a nice take, and Fraley offensive glass on that opposite end. Coming in, and Ejim just a little bit late, got her from behind.
Ejim will exit with her 16th double-figure game of the season. Hollingsworth back on the floor, and Florence Dallow checking in for duty for the Pilots for the first time. 62-46, just a nudge under 5 minutes left to go, as Fraley, the sophomore transfer out of Utah State, now has 8 points. She's one off tying her career high, and does just that.
And I think she's come in and give them good productive minutes, especially on the offensive end, have come in and given them point production. That's what they've needed.
9 points in 10 minutes for Fraley. Gotten herself in a little bit of foul trouble, but staying on the floor and impacting this game. And there's Kaylee Trong with the and one. First field goal of the game for Trong.
Well, a nice job of just getting to the paint, rises up, and Dallow just kind of gets her on the arm there on that shot.
If she hits this free throw, Trong will need 7 points to hit 1,000, and with 4:42 left, the way she could get hot, you never know. Up next for Gonzaga, hosting Santa Clara. Maybe she'd prefer to do it in front of the home folks.
Well, I'll tell you, and a very good Santa Clara team. They're 12-3 coming into tonight and have a lot of good pieces, have had a great non-conference schedule.
Up next for the Pilots, USF. That'll be a tough one for Portland.
Yeah, have to go on the road, and USF has been kind of up and down. Their record does not indicate how good they are, and we all know that once you get into conference, it changes. The scouting's different, and
Amen.
Tendencies are, you know the tendencies of teams and what people are going to do, so it's going to be a dogfight.
Under 4 to go. Dallow stepping through and scoring.
I'll tell you, she's another one. I mean, she redshirted last year, but when she comes in, she has instant offense, and they're going to need some point protection, especially if Ananeviv doesn't come back and is hurt.
I like Dallow's game. Yanking down the board is Shear. Gonna find Mogul. Dumping it inside. Dallow hesitates and scores again. 4 points now for Dallow. So Dallow picks up that foul. Her second, team's 6th.
Well, again, Mogul just finds her in transition. Nice little up fake and then a finish. You know, it's a 13-point game with 3:15 to go. I mean, I've seen stranger things happen, but can't certainly put him at the free throw line if you are the Pilots.
Maxwell back on the floor for Gonzaga. Trong misses the first one. Burnham returning to the floor for the Pilots. Kaylee Trong now getting the points from the free throw line. Very quiet from the floor, but getting well at the free throw line. Under 3 to go.
Portland matched up and switching.
Maxwell goes high. 3-second violation against Gonzaga. 2:42 left to go in this game.
Well, if you're Portland, you need a score here. That's their 13th turnover. You get a score and you got to go quick.
Yeah, you do. Pilots doing a good job of scoring off the turnovers. So, whistle blowing play dead again. Hollingsworth with her third, team 7th. Streeline checking in for the Pilots, and Salenbein waiting to enter the fray, and she does.
Well, that's the one category you mentioned, the points off turnovers. They have 15 points off of Gonzaga's turnovers, and they lead in that category.
Kaylee Trong will have a seat perhaps for the last time, just short of the 1,000 point mark. And the free throw for Fraley gives her 10 points, and that is a new career high. Dallow misses at the rim. Hybens with the rebound.
Well, missed opportunity right there with a putback layup. Just a little too hard off a offensive board off the free throw miss.
2:15 left. 10 on the shot clock. Hollingsworth wanted to dump it on the high-low. Maxwell, again on her backside, gets hammered from deep. That short corner right in front of the bench. She comes up grinning.
Well,
really,
you just can't foul the three-point shooter in that situation. She was kind of off balance. Bailed her out on that shot.
And the quick release, you have mentioned it, Maxwell, it's tough to close when she's pulling the trigger that quickly. Maxwell with just a wonderful game tonight.
Well, 20 points right now. But, I mean, you're right, Ann. It's all the footwork and preparation that she has done before she catches the ball that makes her such a high elite shooter.
21 points, 7 boards, 4 assists. Her second 20-point game of the season for Maxwell. Ananiev just came back from the locker room. We do not know the extent of the injury. Looks like she's got an ice pack on her left knee. We'll leave it at that. $1:40 left to go. This game well in the back pocket of Gonzaga. Maxwell with the quick hands and steal.
Little substitution only here on the timeout.
Second timeout just for substitution.
What a great game for Maxwell. She and Ejim really carried the freight offensively for this Gonzaga club. It's a team that gives you 5 in double figures, but it was Ejim with 18, but Maxwell and the 21.
Yeah, I mean, Ejim got him going early, and then Maxwell just kind of had that complete game. They have almost 40 points combined.
Burton back in. So again, up next for the Pilots on the road against USF. And Gonzaga will host a very good Santa Clara team. Jen, you mentioned how good the Broncos are playing right now.
I'll tell you, Santa Clara, Pacific, and Gonzaga right now, great non-conference schedule and did a great job. Santa Clara 12-3 going into that game against Gonzaga.
Burton just kind of throws it up. Hollingsworth, you've seen the offensive rebounds killing Portland, and Hollingsworth late in this game with an and one as Dallow picks up another foul.
Esther Little into lineup, replacing Caitlin Strong.
Eight points now for Hollingsworth to go along with 11 rebounds. She can get a double-double if she makes both of these free throws. Or, excuse me, that was an and one.
Well, we talk again about the depth of this squad where people step in and contribute.
Just tough sledding for the Pilots. You saw the second quarter where they really came out like a house of fire, but mostly this game dominated by Gonzaga.
Yeah, I mean, other than that second quarter, like you mentioned, they have controlled the tempo and dominated in every area.
Under a minute to go. What do you like about both these clubs, J-Mo, as we kick off conference play?
Well, I like the depth that this Gonzaga squad has. I mean, they can score inside out. They have transition game. They rebound really well. They have some high elite shooters. I mean, there's just so many different weapons. You know, this Portland squad, I don't think that the mainstay really played consistent throughout the night, but they did some good things. I thought that second quarter you could see the fight, the fire, but they just have got to get going offensively and get themselves in the flow, not shooting well from the perimeter, and that's been something that, you know, Coach Meek has talked with us a ton about. They've got some really good three-point shooters, just not shooting it very well right now.
So just a few second differential between shot and game clock. Inside look, good feed. Big block by Burton. Pilots will inbound it. Fraley's had herself a heck of a game off the bench. Dallow pretty good too.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, both of those kids, like minutes, point production, really good.
Dallow getting increased playing time this year and making the most of it.
Oh, Mogul had Spears. She just didn't complete the pass. But decent execution out of bounds, just didn't finish.
Gonzaga, their fans always travel. They'll tell you the final is in favor of their beloved Bulldogs, 74-53.
Well, a great following, like you said, but a great performance. A team that weathered the storm, came back and responded. Both teams are going to have a great conference season. It's going to be a dogfight in this conference day in and day out, but a great effort by the Bulldogs.
Hopefully a learning experience for these Pilots because they knew Gonzaga was going to be all that coming into this one.
Yeah, you know, you look at some of the things that they have struggled with. They did not turn the ball over a ton tonight. They just did not shoot the ball well from the perimeter. And the toughness factor, the physicality, and the rebounding, I think that was the whole game.
We talked about the schedule coming up. The Pilots on the road at San Francisco before coming home